subject to monitoring. Hang up to decline the call or to accept. Dial 5 now. If you wish to block any future call.
Hello.
Hey! I found 1 and 37. I printed them out, and they're going to be headed out in a letter to you tomorrow.
Were they a lot different?
Well, when I look at, you ever heard of legal abuse syndrome? You ever heard of that phrase?
I think so.
Yeah, I've got it, and I've never even went through it. When I look at legal documents, my mind gets angry, and I think about all the injustices of this crap. But so I can't even like read. I just printed it off and like.
I have the same problem. I get all stressed out when I read. I read my PSI, and it had like hundreds of things that I did that were felonies. You know.
I know.
Murder for hire. Everywhere I went, all I ever talked about was helping people.
I know, man.
I never talked about. I didn't try to borrow money. I didn't lie about anything. I am Mr. Good Sam, really. I mean, like Dale. Dale's a good guy, you know.
Yep. Okay, here's the deal. I got both documents brought up in front of me. Document number 1 is 10 pages, and 10 pages. Document number 37 is 15 pages. But I mean, I don't know how to read these things. They're all written in like a legalese.
Okay, that's fine. Here's my next question. I don't think we can get those unsealed. I don't know if we'll bother. I'm just trying to look for some conspiracy that I just know this is crooks, you know. You might call that Lori Hines and ask her why they're sealed and if they're available.
Wait. What do you think? What is? I was with you when we were talking about docket 1 and docket 37, and now you're talking about sealed documents, and I've lost you.
Oh, I sent you another email. Oh. Here's what I found. Number 269 on the docket sheet, 270 and 271. That's where they created all the attachments. And I'm confused. If you look at the docket sheet, and I can mail you one. I get ready to mail you the last letter here today. Do you want me to mail a copy of some of this to you?
Well, you can, but when it comes to attachments and indictments and all this 2250, it's like my mind is just not. It doesn't operate in that level.
Well, anyway, on 269 and 270 and 271, it plainly states
this call is from a federal prison.
That's when they created all the attachments. I just found that after I talked to you.
Okay, I'm looking at. Wait. I'm looking at your docket report right now. If it's the same case number you gave me before, 269, 270, and 271 are labeled transcripts. Transcripts.
Doesn't it say they created the attachments there? Mine does.
When I'm looking at it, if it's the same case number you gave me before, it says transcript, and when I try to click on it, it says this document is sealed and is not available. And it's.
But my document says they created the attachments. I'm going to take that one page and stick it in this letter to you. You'll get it.
Okay.
But my point is this: they created the attachments in 2005. They were all added. They were all added to these documents that are dated 2004. How can you create attachments and add them to a indictment? There's something that smells bad here. That's all I'm trying to say. But it is sealed. And I'm wondering, why would you seal something that's created in 2005 and add it to an indictment dated 2004? It makes no sense. I went and printed out the rules, and I got a copy of them here for the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure, Rule 6 and 7. You can't modify, amend, or you cannot add any new charges, like an attachments, to an indictment unless you take it back in front of the grand jury.
Okay.
So, I'm wondering, they added those attachments to the first indictment, which is number 1 on the docket sheet. There's this a whole bunch of suspicious stuff here. Maybe nothing will come of it because I'm in prison. But I just sent you an email, and also what I said in there was, are you aware that I got a call from the grand jury foreman from the first grand jury, and she told me that Swisher did such a good job talking about those minerals. She wanted to try some of them. She said, we ended the... Yeah, she said we ended the jury, because the 6 month was up, and they can, Steiny died it, convened it. It was done, and that she had signed a non-bill, and I was not indicted. Now, the only person that testified about those minerals was Joe Swisher. And he said they were perfect in every way. Of course, later he says, what minerals? I never tested anything. But anyway, he did a really, really good job telling the first grand jury, oh, these minerals are great, they're perfect, I can walk because of these minerals. Okay, so that's what he said. Now, that's kind of strange if you think about all that, because it's bizarre, you know?
Yeah.
Because I shipped that woman that claimed she was a foreman, I shipped her some products. I can't remember her name. Now, I go back to Russia. I'm gone. I come back in November, and on the 22nd of November, they surround my house with their machine guns. And I find I'm indicted on July 18th, which is my birthday. Now, excuse me? How can I be indicted in July 18th on my birthday when they ended the grand jury officially, disbanded it in April?
Yeah, that's very strange.
That's really kind of strange. So if a person were to investigate this, you would find that the jury was officially disbanded in April. I know this for a fact. And yet I'm indicted in July, and they sealed it. Now, why would you seal it? Where's the guy at? Oh, he's in Russia. We got to seal this indictment until he gets back from Russia. Yeah. Now, you'll also notice docket number entry 37. It plainly says what? It says right after they superseded, they superseded that indictment right after the alibi thing was filed.
Okay,
Swisher was in a coma in the VA hospital.
Yeah, I got 37 in front of me, and it's 15 pages. It's 5 pages longer than docket number 1.
And look at number 36.
Now, hold on. 36 is notice. Hold on, it's called notice other. You want me to download it? Every time I click on something, it's like 80 cents, 50 cents.
No. I have the docket here. All I'm saying is 36 says that I filed an alibi motion.
Okay. Yeah, I had already hit it.
I say, hey, I'm innocent. I'm innocent because, and they jump up and say, change the date. Accuse them of a different date. How can you do that?
Yeah, I follow what you're saying now. Docket 36 is you put in a notice of alibi, and then immediately they put in a new indictment.
Yeah, the next entry is a superseding indictment, which I'd never seen a copy of. I'm just pointing out, these are the kind of things that Beth could use. I don't care if you send this phone call to her and play it to her. These are the kind of things that she should be telling Donald Trump about. If she's trying to reach Donald Trump, she should say, hey, but here, he said he had an alibi and they superseded it.
Well, I'll just put this out to the public if you want to do that. I mean, this call will just go public if you wish.
Sure.
Okay. So let me clarify my mind. Docket number 1, you had your original indictment. Docket number 36, you put in a notice of alibi that you weren't even in the country, and then 37, they immediately put in a new superseding indictment that's 5 pages longer, and both of those indictments, number 1 and 37, are being mailed to you. They're going out tomorrow.
Well, I already had number 1, but thank you.
Okay. All right.
I'm just trying to point these things out because what we really need is a congressional investigation. We got enough information here. I would bet everything that if Congress investigated these grand jury transcripts and these grand juries, I still think they forged these indictments. I do not think there was a grand jury. And if it was like a staged event. Like, you know how you bring actors in and you bring some of your federal family in and you set them up there and you have a court reporter come in, and I just don't think this is all legitimate. It can't be legitimate.
Yeah.
Because if it is legitimate, we live in the wrong country.
Well, you're
definitely not land of the free or home of the brave.
Yeah, there's definitely not with liberty and justice for all. We definitely have lost that. But you're not the first prisoner that's told me that they believe that their indictment was all fraud and faked and phony and put in like with time travel technology because things were done before the date. Yeah.
This call is from a federal prison.
They're saying they created all the attachments in 2005, but they're all added to the 2004 documents. How do you add attachments a year after the fact? And these are the kind of things that are smoking guns. I mean, you can look at it and go, there's something not right here. There's something suspicious here. And, you know, Trump's the one that said, I'm going to have my people investigate. Well, you know, that's part of the investigation. I'm making an accusation. I'm saying they knew for a fact I was in Russia. They knew for a fact their guy was in a coma.
Yeah.
Okay? And the docket sheet plainly shows right there that the minute I said I had an alibi, they immediately come up with new charges.
Here, yeah, you know, here's, yeah. There's a book that we advocate for. It's called You Have the Right to Remain Innocent. And it gives you like 101 reasons to never ever speak to the police under any conditions. And an example that we got from a guy on death row is his wife was murdered. And he gave him an alibi that says, I could not have done it at this time because, you know, I was at the computer and the computer records will prove it. Well, you know what the police did is they changed the time frame of the murder. They said, oh, well, you must not have killed her at that time. You must have killed her at this other time. So what you did is you provided an alibi, and they had to change like a lot of the statistics about the crime.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
What you have to realize too is these people, they can change it at the whim, but you have no choice. You have to file your alibi. In other words, one of the rules of court is you have to bring your alibi forward.
Yeah.
Wesley Hoyt jumped up and said, my guy's got an alibi. So they jumped up and said, okay, when is an alibi? Oh, well, you know, it's July. Okay, let's make the murder for hire in December. That's when he's in his wheelchair, wearing his piss bag with the hose, you know, shoved up where.
Yep.
And he's on kidney dialysis, and he can't even walk, and his seatbelt's holding him in his wheelchair. But at least he's awake, okay? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, even Stephen King couldn't come up with this.
Okay, so my question is, was Wesley Hoyt required by law to file an alibi? Why couldn't he have saved that to court, and that would have been presented in front of the jury? It wouldn't have given him any time to change the time frame of the
You have no choice.
You have no choice.
You have to file a motion of alibi. You have to inform them that you have an alibi.
I had no idea.
The rules mandate it.
I see. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
That's my understanding.
Okay. Well, I see. Well, I mean,
Steve,
yeah.
Changing the subject just a little bit, I did write that nice long letter to my father, letting him know that I need a $400 filing fee in the next couple of weeks just to file this appeal. I haven't heard back from anybody.
Well, we've also put out I forget what it's called, legal fundraiser. It's on Go Get Funding, and it's for your legal defense and commissary fund. And I pray that people go to that. A couple of people have already donated $10, so praise God for them. You know.
Yeah, bless them, bless them. What I'd like to get out and do is help some others, because I wanted my case to be used as a smoking gun case to help a lot of people. Now, you keep asking me what books you can send me. I know you're hurting and all, but if you're going to send any books, you can get used ones, you know, for real cheap, like Atlas Shrugged is $1 if you buy a used one. But if you don't send it from Amazon.com, if you don't send it, you know, from there, then they just don't let it in here. It has to come.
It has to come from a publisher. I understand.
For inmates.
Are you saying you want a copy of Atlas Shrugged? Are you saying you want a copy of Atlas?
I've already read it 10 times. I love the book.
Okay.
Dennis tells me I can't use the name GALT because I'm going to get sued, but we have a disagreement on all that. But anyway, here's what I was going to tell you. I would like to read right now, because I still have some books to read. Years ago, I had a beginning book of electronics, and in this book of electronics, it talked about using capacitors to build an amplifier that would raise the voltage. I need such a thing right now because our GALT has one problem. It only makes 55 volts.
Okay.
And by the way, Guy says, thank you to that nice woman that gave us the money, because I bought the CNC machine, and he says he can build the $5,000 GALT right now for $200 starting this week.
Great.
So that's just good news. So praise that nice woman in Texas there. But anyway, my point is, I would love to have a book that teaches electronics and talks about electronics concepts, or shows some sample circuit boards or something, because I'm trying really, really hard to solve some problems that we already have with some that might already be out there. I don't know if I'm making any sense.
Well, yeah, when you get out, when you get out, I want to partner with you as well, and I want you to build your GALT motor. I want to be a part of that, but we got to get you out of prison. That's my main focus right now. So,
okay. Well, you might call Beth and have her listen to this conversation. I thought it was good because we're talking about something different here. And bless all these people that are listening. And it was a good conversation we had.
Yeah, well, we're going to try our best to raise awareness to get you out of prison, but they're going to cut you off. And they did cut him off. So the lady that he's mentioning that helped donate some funds to build a GALT motor, I don't think she lives in Texas, but I think David was just mistaken there. But we do thank her a great deal. She's an absolute angel, and I know she's a blessing to David. But David does have a petition. I think it's on change.org. You can find all of this on David's page on Year of Jubilee. And if you go down, you can donate money directly to his commissary, or you can donate to his legal defense and commissary fund. That's also been set up if you don't want to mess with Western Union, because if you go to his commissary, you got to go to Western Union, and the phones don't stop ringing around here. So please keep David Hinkson in your prayers. God bless.